Everybody close your eyes and cast your mind back to 2016. Now, for my younger listeners, those who are Gen Z and Gen Alpha, 2016, you might have been 6 years old. But in 2016, I was 17 going on to 18. I was actually the last person in my friendship group to turn 18. And as a summer baby, I was entering my adulthood just as we were closing the doors to the A level halls. I was done. I was finished. I was free. And so it went from the A level halls straight down to London to the nightclubs. And in 2016, it was the kind of London clubbing where millennials were still considered young adults and drinking was very much a part of the culture. And people used to actually dance at the nightclub. So, being the last one who kind of turned 18, a lot of my friends were already in the scene. I have a lot of friends who work in entertainment and music. So, that was my in. And so every other night that summer, I was walking out of my mother's house and into a nightclub, and I was having a ball. And I actually will say, shout out to my mother for not reacting negatively to that. I will acknowledge that I think I was quite lucky to grow up with a mother. She's from Zimbabwe. I am Zimbabwean. And to grow up with a mother who understood the necessity of having a social life. I was pretty demure, I would say, as a teenager. I didn't go out all the time, especially during exam periods, but I had a really robust social life, especially when I turned 16. And so when I was now 18 and free and going to the nightclubs and staying out until 3 a.m. with my girlfriends and my guy friends, my mother did not judge me. She actually found it really interesting. And we would have conversations about how the night went, who I met, any interesting personalities that I came across. And so, because of that level of transparency that I had at home, it certainly gave me the confidence to then go out in the night, meet new people, introduce myself, because I think there was a part of me, and maybe my mother instilled that lesson in me, but there was a part of me that felt like being liked and being known and having a memorable personality and impression on people was going to be a thing that would unlock a lot of opportunities for me. And I think my mum probably told me this because I wasn't the strongest at school. University was something that was in the plans very loosely. I was going through UCAS, but it wasn't necessarily in my deep manifestations. I think I knew in my heart that it wasn't the right journey for me at that time. So, with my CV warm in my hands, fresh out of A levels, I was pounding the streets that summer to get a retail job, preferably something in beauty or fashion. Topshop was the ideal choice, but I was constantly rejected from Topshop, especially the big one in Oxford Circus. Again, for those who remember 2016 the way that I remember 2016. But that summer, I obviously had to pay for my London nightclub lifestyle, mostly for an Uber home, to be honest. um, and then I also just wanted to get that experience. I wanted to make my own money. And in the back of my mind, knowing that I didn't really want to go to university, I needed to have I needed to have something to do. I needed to keep myself busy. And that worked. I managed to get myself a job in beauty retail, working at the counter. And it's so funny knowing now what I do that that was my first official job as a beauty assistant at Kiehl's. So